afternoon, everyone. We'll make a start now, just as maybe a few more people drift in. So thank you so much again for coming to this workshop on the direct framework. So it's been renamed this year since the last workshop we ran, RSECon last year, in the RSE Competencies Toolkit Direct. So this is the Digital Research Competencies Framework. You're all very welcome, and we're looking forward to talking a little bit more about skills and competencies over the next 75 minutes. So Direct is a framework, and our intention is to help digital research professionals and teams identify and visualize and develop their competencies. And this is to support skills and careers. It's also aimed to help collaboration across groups in the UK. And basically help contribute towards sustainable research. We think that we sit in quite a unique area here, so we're not software engineers where frameworks already exist, and we're not purely working in research where frameworks already exist. So this is the need to capture and explore all of the skills that we have and think about what they are. And we've run a lot of workshops over the last few years to think about those skills. And there's a lot of work gone into creating the first version of the actual framework itself, which Alex will talk about in a moment. But we're hoping to shift our focus slightly this year because we do have quite a robust and solid first version of the framework. And so this workshop is now focused on what are we going to do with this framework and how are we going to create a web application that empowers all of you as individuals and teams to start engaging with this framework. But Alex is going to talk a little bit now about the work that working group has done on the framework itself.
Thanks, yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Nenadic from the Software Sustainability Institute. A little bit of history. We started working and thinking about the skills and competencies that we all use back in 2023 at Collaborations Workshop. And since then, we've kept this project going. We have been working on two different aspects of the project. One is the skills and competencies framework. And the second one is, as Dave mentioned, the web app, a nice shiny thing to get you all to use the framework, which lives at the back end and underneath the web app. We first started looking into the technical skills for RSCs back in 2023. And then last year at RSECon, when we did a workshop on this framework, we realized we asked people to put on a sticky note all the skills that they use, and it turned out that 2/3 of the skills approximately were actually not technical skills. So we realized that there is a whole array of cognitive, reflective skills, emotional interpersonal skills, professional skills, social awareness skills, and so on. Things like organizing and chairing a meeting, managing a budget, talking to PIs or managing PIs in research institutions that were not covered by our framework. On the other hand, we also took this framework to different communities, and then we realized that there were loads of skills that we missed. For example, for people from digital humanities, we've missed a whole set of skills as well. We talked to people, data stewards, and then we realized that we really want to include these skills and really make it a bit bigger than just skills and competencies for RSCs. So now we are hoping to encompass a whole set of skills and competencies for digital research technical professionals. And as Dave mentioned, that led us to rename what used to be called the RSC skills and competencies into the direct framework. So what does a framework look like? So we started listing all the skills, now technical and non-technical, that we are using, and we started grouping them and organizing them and creating a structure to help people navigate and make sense of a massive set of skills that we use. So now we've got the skills organized into big competency domains. So we have big 7 domains, and then we have some competency categories within those 7 domains, and then we have loads of individual skills, little tangible and measurable tasks that people can actually do. whereas competencies we think as a broader category or a combination of skills. So in addition to having this structure and classification of skills and competencies, we also have tools and behaviors attached to each skill. So this is how you demonstrate that you possess a skill. And then we are also looking into training and resources that are attached to skills to help people learn and gain skills. So how they can advance their careers, what it is that they need to learn, and where to find these resources that can help them to get on that next career stage. We think that these resources will also be useful for learning pathways. We don't support learning pathways yet, but it's a starting point. So we have these, hopefully these stops and nodes in these learning pathways that can be then used and created on top of the framework. In addition to this, we also have a skill levels scale. So for each skill in the framework, people are able to self-assess or maybe assess together with their line manager and assign a skill level that they feel that they've achieved or possess for that particular skill. So they can score themselves. These skill levels then, when attached to skills, are used to create these personalized skill profiles or skill wheels that you will see today and that they will talk to you about in a moment. So these are then useful for creating either personalized user profiles, or we can use them to create some reference role profiles. So for example, what does a profile for someone that is a community manager in RSE look like? So what skills are needed for that profile? And you will see that as well later today. So if you want to explore the framework, we have a little graph version where you can zoom in and out and pan around. And we have a spreadsheet version of the framework, and Aman will paste thanks very much, links to those in the chat, the Zoom chat for our online participants, as well as in the Slack chat. And if you want to engage with us or work with us or just learn more about what we are doing, we've got a Slack channel, and we also have a project on GitHub.
Thank you very much, Alex. So following the workshops that we've done that are focused on the framework, we do really want to get all of your feedback this year on the actual web application and the web kind of website and web app itself. We are very early in this stage. We're very much prototyping and thinking about what's the most effective way to visualize skills so that people can intuitively understand at a glance. And we're also exploring how people actually populate their skill profiles as well. And those are the two main focus areas for today. So we have a Slack channel in the RSE Con 25 workspace, and it's shown at the bottom there. And within that channel, all of the links that you're going to need are there today, which if the URL is slightly longer to type in, you can just go to the Slack channel and click on there. So please do join that channel. Quickly reviewing what the agenda looks like today. So we've just kind of given a very brief overview of the framework itself. We've got two activities. The first one will be understanding skills in context. So this is looking at the skill wheel, the visualization in the web app, and getting your feedback on that, which should take about 20 minutes. And then the second activity is longer, and it's going to be exploring what the skill assessment workflow looks like. And Adrian will be leading on that. And that's the kind of hands-on element where you'll all be registering on the actual web app itself and populating your own skill profiles and trying to understand what an effective workflow looks like for that. So the first activity is focused on our skill wheel design. And this was something that was introduced very, very early in the original kind of hack day at Collaborations workshop as how can we intuitively allow someone to understand what their skill profile looks like across different categories and across different domains, and then compare their own skills maybe to different benchmarks or like a kind of aggregated look across teams as well. In no way are we completely wedded to the idea of a skill wheel, and that's the intention today, so we can explore what different visualizations we might look like. But what the skill wheel aims to provide a clear visual overview of the competencies that make up a digital research role. But what we want to understand today is the skill wheel effective at doing that? And does it give an intuitive understanding of someone's profile at a glance? So the instructions for this activity are that we're all going to ask you to go to directframework.com, and on the homepage there's a link to a page which shows 3 skill profiles, and those profiles are for a research software engineer, so an RSE, a research software engineering team lead, and then the final profile is a community manager. And then what we're going to ask you to do is, at your tables, discuss, does the skill wheel visualization show the skill profile effectively? And we have a set of discussion prompts for you to look at, which will show on the screen during the activity. So discuss, and within the 20 minutes, we ask you all individually to go to menti.com and then complete the survey there. You can complete it in advance before we go to that feedback session and just do all of the questions in your own time. Go to menti.com, and then the code that you need to enter is shown on the screen, and it'll be shown on the next page as well. And then we'll look at what everyone's thoughts are before we move on to the next activity. And I think that Phil is now just going to give a few more details about that. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Dave. Okay. Yeah, so in a little bit more detail here, from directframework.com/roles, this is the page that describes the 3 roles we've populated so far. And we have a set of questions that over the 20 minutes we'd like you to be thinking about and answering. So you can work on the pieces of paper and pens that you have at your tables. If you wish, while figuring this out, please talk to the people sat around you, and for the people online as well, please talk to each other, unmute yourselves, and we will mute so we can't hear you during the 20-minute breakout. The pens that I've provided here, I'm using them for another workshop later this week, so please don't steal them. Thank you. I will count them before they go. And we've got some Post-its as well, if anyone wants any Post-its for any reason. These are tiny, they shrunk in the wash, sorry. Okay, so the questions are, there's 3 questions that are marked out of 5, from strongly disagree to strongly agree, which are: the information in the skill wheel was easy to understand at a glance. Next question: the skill wheel is useful for quickly understanding someone's skill profile. The differences between job profiles were clear in the visualization. And then there's 2 free text questions on the following pages as well, which are: what's one thing you would improve about the skill wheel? And in what situations could you see yourself using a skill wheel? These questions, we'll keep them on the slide throughout the 20 minutes. And I think if there's any questions, please do call us at any time. And we're ready to start now, bang on 4:15, and we'll come back at 16:35. Go.
Thank you, Phil. Just a quick note, anyone who is at Manchester who's using the Manchester VPN uses cached DNS records, and so this domain won't be accessible to you because it's only just been registered. So either disconnect from the VPN, or Aman's sharing an alternative link that you can use. Thank you.
Ability about colours and consistent representations and heading sections and colours. Display appearing on different user operating systems as well. I think we could do a bit more with that testing element. Bear in mind, this is the first early version of the code as well, of the visualization. And we've got things again about consistency of colours. It's all right, not hugely inspiring, but I now have no alternative suggestions. Welcome to my life. Thank you.
Marriage.
Talking about scaling as well, sizes and colours. There's quite a lot here for us to digest and go through, and we'll have a debrief meeting across the team. There's far too much here to go into right now. except I like that one take. The next slide. In what situations could you see yourself using a skill wheel? The most here, it's changing as we speak. Training needs analysis. So that could be for individuals or for groups and across teams, I suppose, as well. And self-reflection. Oh, okay. We're having a fighting battle between those two as we speak. Excellent. And a bit less on terms of team discussion. So maybe more for individuals is what the room is suggesting. And then I think this is the final slide. Perhaps other types of visualizations that could show in a skills profile effectively. I'm not sure if you can vote on these. I don't think so. In terms of bar charts versus pie charts, there's different considerations here. Lots of people without answers. That's fine. Again, see previous comment from me. Different limbs. Okay. Yeah. Tentacles. Crisis management. Who feels comforted by an octopus helping them? Maybe I would. And heat maps, yeah. Okay, tree maps. Lots of things, lots of food for thought there. Let's see if there's another slide. The end. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do, if you have any further comments, we can add them into the Slack channel for this workshop after the event. But I do now need to hand over to Adrian to carry on with breakout 2.
All right. Cool. So breakout 2. So we're going to continue with the website, do a couple more things and try and get, again, some more feedback on the skill wheels and possible alternatives. And I can see we've already got a lot of ideas in the room, so that's good. Cool. So Emma, did you want to be our guinea pig? Cool. So just before we go through the actual steps, I'll go through the next 2 slides and then I'll get Emma to follow my instructions, and we'll see how clear I can be. So basically, I want you to all follow along with creating an account and doing a self-assessment to create your own skill wheels. It's partly stress testing the web app as we've got it and seeing how easy this is as a process. While you do so, or after you've done so, it'd be good to discuss alternative ways of assessing those skills. At the moment, it's pretty much just a direct mapping from what we have in the database to the to like what the form it is that you're filling in. So something that is less about putting a number on your own skills and more about some other ways of getting that information. If you can think of anything, that's sort of what we're looking for. Yeah, we'll have about 30 minutes to discuss this after we've gone through this walkthrough section. And yeah, in your groups, in your tables, nominate someone to give some feedback at the end to sort of summarize like one key point. It'll only be about 2 minutes per group. Cool. So we've got these potential discussion prompts. Once we've gone through, I'll put these questions back up. These are discussion prompts of like different ways that we can do this assessment and work out what those skill levels should be. So yeah, these are a few ideas that we've had. It doesn't have to be these discussion prompts that you end up going with. You can come up with a different idea. But yeah, these are some ideas. So maybe if you're stuck for different ways of doing that assessment, have a look at that. Okay, so let's see. Can I get to now I need to remember the website, directframework.com. Cool. All right. So Emma.
All right.
Basically, I'm going to try and talk Emma through creating an account and doing the skill wheels, creating her own skill profiles. Hopefully, it's relatively straightforward and I don't actually need to give too many details. So,
and everyone else should follow.
Yes. And also everybody else, if you can also go to the website and try and follow along with me. Anybody that has some issues, try and like get someone's attention or let us know as we go as well.
If people have issues, we'll be floating around to help.
But if you are done with it successfully, you're able to create a doc, and you could, I'll just send the instruction, then you could do a check mark or a thumbs up to the message, so that we have like a general temperature of the room on how many people are able to log in. That would be very helpful.
Okay, so first thing, there's a register button in the top right. So register and create an account. So all you'll need here is a username, which can just be a name or whatever you want, an email address, and a password. Worth noting that this database is not going to persist. We're not going to use these email addresses to contact you. So yeah, don't worry about that. Temporary database, it will be wiped.
It should just it'll be start, right? Does that mean if we wanted to keep it, we should take a photo of it because we're going to lose it?
Yes, it's quite possible that you're going to lose the skill wheels. We will ask you to provide a screenshot of your skill wheels if you want to into the Slack channel. That would be helpful. Cool. Sign up. Button work.
Let's think.
Excellent. Probably don't need to save that. Cool. So now you should see a success page. When you go to start exploring, it'll take you back to the home page, and you should see up on the top right that you're signed in. We can explore through here. You can look at overview of your profile and this sort of thing, and either that way or using the start using button at the top, you should be able to get to this self-assessment questionnaire. So to fill this in, you don't have to fill in everything. You just need to fill in some skill levels here. And at the end of every section, there's a save button, and that will save the way the form works at the moment. That will save everything for the whole profile. So if you click a save button down the bottom and you've updated something at the top, it will also save that one. Yeah, so
Just going to pick some random stuff.
pick some random things, and you can go as far as just filling in one, hitting save, and then trying to view the skill wheel, or you can try and do more. So let's do a
0 somewhere.
Sure.
There we go. All right.
So go save this one, and you should see a success message at the top. And then on the left, where it says skill wheel, you should be able to see the skills that you've just completed. Hopefully that's relatively straightforward, and people have been able to reproduce that. Yeah, there's not too much more to do with the walkthrough. I mean, one thing that we could do is filling in a different category, a different competency, and seeing that you will get different colors onto the skill wheel. So maybe
Do that.
maybe further down.
Can I not fill in something? Like if
Yes.
I left these empty,
So as it
do some random things.
leaving things empty, they just won't appear on the skill wheel. One thing to note that if you save it,
Save every time. There we go.
save it will do all of the ones that you've just selected. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work. I just filled in 2 sections, then pressed the save button twice and didn't let it load properly. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Right. So when you hit save it, okay, maybe it's just because there's a lot of people accessing the website.
Yeah, it's slowed right down.
Yeah. Cool.
Just save everything. There we go. That was cool.
Cool. But yeah, this is a very recently put up server, so the performance levels probably not going to be there, so it might be a bit slow. But I think now we're done with the walkthrough, so I'll put those discussion prompts up again, and yeah, hopefully we can come up with some more ideas of how to do this type of assessment. Once Emma's done playing.
I'm just gonna keep adding stuff. Oh wait, no. Do you want to bring back the questions?
Yeah, we'll bring back questions. You should be able to log into this account on your own computer
Yeah. Okay.
and get back to it. Let's
Well, I don't.
go out here and
Oh yes. Oh yeah. How do you look out?
that's a good point. Log out. There should be a sign out button over here.
I think I'll follow.
What's one little bit of feedback? What was if I selected 0, it showed up.
Okay, let's get back to the feedback session. So we'll go through. I'll just ask if start off with if there's anyone online that wants to give some feedback. So we've unmuted you, so you want to speak.
Yes, I'm Roberto Scipioni here. Right, so I filled the form. I put everything in it, and then in the end I got how is it called, the wheel, the skills wheel. But the thing I got is very fragmented, so it's not easy to. It's not very readable, if you allow me to use the word. So and it's a bunch of lines. So I don't know. I mean, did you get the same thing, guys?
Cool. Thank you. Given the amount of time that we've got left, we'll take that and we'll move into the room. But thank you. It's been noted. Okay, I'm just going to go around the room, starting from the far table. Anyone who wants to sort out? So this top right corner. Yeah.
Okay. We've put a few bits in the Slack about the page being overwhelming because it's all of them at once.
Yeah.
You can select it or put in your role and get suggested. Okay, but the main thing that I brought up is that people are really bad at self-assessing. What exactly is 0 to 5? You've got a nice description next to the skill explaining what it is, but not what a 1 would demonstrate for that skill, not what a 5 would demonstrate for that skill. So how can I self-assess?
Yeah, thank you. This next one here, if that makes sense. Come one closer to me.
So yeah, we're very much saying feedback, and then the idea of like self-assessment being mediated by, for example, imposter syndrome or different abilities to self-assess and different knowledge of the skills areas. That it would be useful to have sort of examples of what it means to be at a level in each skill. Also, like you're looking at the domain specific area of framework going, do these things even make any relevance to our domain? But perhaps that needs to be something that you can plug in to your chosen domain rather than have a
Thank you. Yeah, since you got your hand up.
Well, but I want to say I don't mind the general weaknesses and self-assessment that are there. I found this very interesting for the question purposes. I really enjoyed the questions in the paragraph that are there. There's just enough detail for me to really consider, like, okay, where do I lie? Even if my answer maybe was not accurate as something. But I really didn't like the user interface. I felt insecure enough that I pressed save after every single paragraph, and it brought me back to the beginning. Yeah. And then I had to scroll back down to find where I was because it fell back to the top, and that made me kind of annoyed. So the further I went down, Not that I'm stripping down on wondering how much further I have to go.
Yeah.
Stripping me out of the construction cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the same thing when I was testing it on Monday.
I have something pretty good for the purpose of the survey, getting an idea of our community self-reporting, about, if there's some control that I do, and they're part of this, then you can get a better view of how we have resources there. Cool. But I think this is very good start. I really see all sort of recognitions. Very
Cool. Thank you. Alex?
Just wanted to follow up on that. So we use the of self-assessment. So we did talk about maybe using this tool so people obviously can self-assess and create personal profiles on their own. But we also would people envisage individuals who do that with their line managers, so they go together with someone who creation or updating of someone's profile where they get a bit more objective input from the line.
I like the discussion. I just want to give every table a chance to say something. So back corner. Yes, sure.
Yeah, so a lot of the questions were around like being a way of doing it with itself. I think you need to decide first on why including it sort of reflection.
Yeah.
First marking to try and identify where you feel different that you get. So yeah, you'll need to decide what its main purpose of doing it is before you start doing that. And then again, overwhelmed with the sheer amount of it, having shortcuts somehow just to be like, what's relevant to my job, or what am I interested in, just to cut out stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This next table along here.
I don't think we've covered much that hasn't really been said, and very similar points. I think one aspect maybe does add, picking up on that when you're filling the form, actually be able to state of what purpose you are using this for, and then get a very filtered view of what you actually can show. Doing sort of like is overwhelming. And that's probably the major point.
Oh, this table here.
I think that very good way, like having examples of like what each level means for each skill on that project, etc. The UI is a bit rough, obviously in every iteration, but especially on mobile, that's very difficult.
Cool. Thank you. Table back here. Yes.
I think again, probably most of the stuff has been said. Simplification, allowing for choices of navigation, selection, guided navigation, identify use cases, user journeys. So maybe I think it relates to what Alex was saying, is that it could be a chance to actually disrupt the ways in which we currently do performance assessment and professional development reviews. And it could be maybe rather than only at the individual level, also at the group level, to identify training gaps or needs or trends within a group or a team. So we thought that might be something to think about, what we need to change the ways we do things now.
Cool.
Better research outcomes.
Great. This back corner here.
Yeah. So the thing was, from some of us, that we knew our skills, and this was a visualization of what we do, and then there needs to be a next step of how do we find out those gaps, how can we build those out with suggesting these are now your areas to build on. We couldn't quite read the labels to see what those areas were, those blanks, and then suggesting courses or breakdown of that subject, what you now need to build on to complete it.
Yeah, there is there's a plan to include like some tools and resources and that sort of thing for developing skills as well, but definitely making it easy to see where those gaps are is important.
Yeah, like the next step of right, how do I fill those gaps?
Cool. This table in front of me.
Yeah, so a lot of themes to what has already been said. I think the use cases and defining the potential different use cases piece really was something we talked about. Like if you were using this as a manager in an annual performance evaluation to say, you know, this is what you need to work on to get to the next level, you would probably want a different user interface than if you were trying to identify skills gaps across a team. And then the other one that we talked about that I'm not sure was mentioned before was using it to generate like recruitment profiles of, you know, these are the type we want a new RSE on the team, let's generate a bulleted list of skills that this person should have. So just defining the user interface differently for the different use cases would be helpful.
Cool. Thank you. And this table?
Yeah, I think a lot of what we had has already been covered. So for example, making the navigation easier, because it's very, very long, having individual options. We talked a bit about the domain knowledge questions. I think it's difficult with that because a lot of us work across many different domains, so it's hard to have universal questions and answers for this. We thought a wizard style tool would be good, starting from the areas of interest, and then we could edit from there. But it might be tough to do based on the job title because a lot of us who have the same job title have very different skills. Same thing about having examples for the levels from 1 to 5. For example, like 5 says recognized authority, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense for example, like active listening is a skill. It's hard to be recognized authority for active listening. And maybe just a final thing, that it'd be good to have a text-based equivalent summary. So people who are using screen readers, for example, probably won't handle these interactive tools very well. So having
Great. One last thing, Aman has put a link on the Slack channel to provide some anonymous feedback as well. If you wanted to write any more of your thoughts, that would be really helpful to us. I'll hand back to Dave to wrap things up.
Thanks, everyone. It's been really great to just get exposure on this tool, which is, as you can see, super, super early. And I think that we expected some of the feedback that we got. I think it's important to put it out there because otherwise you never do if you're waiting for perfection. So thanks for being open and honest about it. I really want to give a massive thank you to all of the contributors in the project. I've tried to capture as many as I can here who come and are working on the framework, we're developing a web application, and all of this is a community project, so everyone's giving their time for free to try and really get the product towards those really exciting use cases and that real value that I think that everyone can see at the end of the road. So thank you very, very much for that. Come and join us if you want to drive this forward. We have monthly project calls, and there's 2 working groups. So we have a working group for the framework where you can really focus on what the actual structure of the framework and the skills and the competencies are, or you can come and contribute your time in the actual software development to work on the web technologies, which is a Django app, and you can help us run events like this across the country as well, and all of the links are here.
As well.
And yes.
Okay. So just to steal the stage, because, you know, it's my thing. On Friday as well, we have the training and community satellite day. Has anyone signed up to that in the room? Yes, lots of people. Fantastic. So the spaces in person are full, but there is a wait list. So if you're not able to come, please cancel. If you want to come, please join the wait list or join online. That's no limit on the spaces there. And we will be carrying on with the populating the actual training opportunities side, as was raised in a comment over there as well. Not just the web app, but so what? What can you do next? How do you achieve these progressions?
Thanks, Phil.
And thank you to Dave as well for leading the whole thing.
And thank you for coming.